In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on February 6, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Clemson versus North Carolina. The upcoming basketball clash between the Clemson Tigers and the number 3 North Carolina Tar Heels is set to unfold in Chapel Hill, North Carolina on Tuesday night, marking the second encounter between these teams this season. Recent performances paint a divergent picture for the two squads, with the Tar Heels securing victories in 4 of their last 5 games, including a notable win against Duke. On the other hand, the Tigers have struggled, winning only 2 of their last 5 matches and coming off a defeat against Virginia. Clemson's early season success was characterized by a mere 1 loss in their initial 12 games, specifically a narrow 79-77 defeat against Memphis. However, their performance has waned since, as they stand at 3-6 in their last 9 games, facing setbacks against Miami, North Carolina, Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, Duke, and Virginia. Notably, victories over Boston College, Florida State, and Louisville offered glimpses of resilience amid their recent challenges. In their recent contest against Virginia, Clemson found themselves trailing by 8 points at halftime. Despite mounting a spirited comeback with a 39-32 run in the second half, they narrowly succumbed to a 66-65 defeat. P.J. Hall, the team's leading scorer, contributed significantly with 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist in a commendable individual effort. Contrasting Clemson's trajectory, the Tar Heels stumbled early in the season with losses against Villanova, UConn, and Kentucky in their initial 10 games. However, a resurgent phase followed, witnessing victories over various opponents, including Clemson, Duke, and Florida State. In their recent clash against Duke, the Tar Heels exhibited dominance, securing a 93-84 win with standout performances from Armando Bacot and Harrison Ingram. As the Tar Heels continue to assert their dominance in the Atlantic Coast Conference, having lost only 1 conference matchup, they aim to secure their second victory against the struggling Clemson Tigers. With an impressive offensive force in individual scorer Davis, averaging 21 points per game, North Carolina possesses a considerable advantage. Although Clemson boasts solid scorers, historical struggles against North Carolina suggest a challenging offensive endeavor for the Tigers. The upcoming matchup holds significance, given that the previous meeting, exactly a month ago, resulted in a 65-55 victory for North Carolina. With Clemson standing at 11-10 against the spread this season and North Carolina at 14-8 against the spread, the latter holds the best against the spread record in the Atlantic Coast Conference, according to TeamRankings.com. Notably, North Carolina's defensive prowess against Duke showcased their capabilities, posing a potential challenge for Clemson's offense. While Clemson managed 71 points in a recent loss to Duke, the Tar Heels scored 93 against the same opponent, highlighting the offensive disparity. North Carolina holds a 7-3 against the spread advantage in their last 10 meetings with Clemson, so the North Carolina Tar Heels to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Reflecting on their previous encounter in early January, where North Carolina triumphed with a 65-55 score, it is reasonable to anticipate a closely contested game with a score that remains below the projected total of 157.5. Both teams exhibit a balanced offense, and Clemson may look to isolate North Carolina's primary scorer to limit their scoring potential. Considering Clemson's struggles in 3-point shooting in their last game against the Tar Heels, a cautious approach is expected from the Tigers in this aspect. The total points from their previous meeting, totaling 120, indicate a potential defensive battle. Statistical trends further support the under, with 20 games out of 43 between these teams hitting below the projected total. Clemson's tempo ranking at 245th and recent offensive challenges reinforce the likelihood of a lower-scoring affair. North Carolina, despite a big Saturday performance, has exhibited a tendency to score 76 points or less in 6 of their last 10 games, with a recent trend of unders in both teams' games under the projected total as our full game total pick. Iowa State versus Texas. The upcoming Big 12 showdown between the 12th-ranked Iowa State Cyclones with a record of 16-5 and the Texas Longhorns holding a 15-7 record promises an exciting clash of titans. Following a triumphant victory over the 7th-ranked Kansas, Iowa State faced a heart-wrenching defeat at the hands of the 18th-ranked Baylor in the closing moments. The Cyclones currently hold a 5-3 record in the Big 12, with a 2-3 performance on the road this season. On the other hand, Texas has confronted top 25 teams in their last 5 matchups, emerging victorious in 3, including wins against Baylor, Oklahoma, and most recently, TCU. The Longhorns stand at 4-5 in the Big 12, boasting a solid 10-3 record at home. Set to unfold in Austin on Tuesday night, this Big 12 conference game between the Iowa State Cyclones and the Texas Longhorns anticipates an enthralling contest between two teams likely to secure spots in the NCAA tournament. Iowa State has demonstrated its ability to secure victories on the road with their standing as one of the nation's premier defensive teams. Iowa State's defensive prowess has been a cornerstone of their success, contributing significantly to their impressive number 14 national ranking. Allowing a mere 62 points per game, the Cyclones hold the 5th spot in the country for defensive efficiency. KenPom's metrics further highlight Iowa State's defensive dominance, ranking them 1st in turnover percentage and 5th in adjusted efficiency. In contrast, the Texas Longhorns offense faces challenges in ball security, standing at a concerning number 204 in turnover percentage. This sets the stage for Iowa State to exploit turnovers and gain an advantage in this matchup. Despite being granted a home court advantage, the Texas Longhorns appear to be receiving the benefit of the doubt, with oddsmakers signaling their belief in the Iowa State Cyclones. Texas has exhibited inconsistency over the past month, especially against formidable opponents, with a few questionable losses. In contrast, Iowa State enters the game in better form, bolstered by a versatile defense that is likely to pose challenges for the Longhorns. Arguably, Iowa State has been the more impressive team leading up to this crucial matchup. The trend of Texas struggling against the spread at home, with a record of 4-9, adds weight to the prediction that Iowa State will cover the spread as underdogs. This insight further emphasizes the belief in Iowa State's ability to perform well beyond expectations. So the Iowa State Cyclones to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. While both teams do not exhibit an exceptionally fast pace, their efficiency in scoring and recent tendencies to surpass the point total make for an intriguing narrative. Both Iowa State and Texas find themselves in the top 50 in offensive efficiency, showcasing their ability to score from various positions on the court. The anticipated mismatch in the front court dynamics is noteworthy as Texas relies on physicality with their bigs aiming to score inside, while Iowa State boasts more outside shooters among their frontline players. This dynamic is likely to force Texas to adjust their defensive strategy, potentially moving their bigs away from the basket. Iowa State's recent track record, hitting the over in 4 of their last 5 games, aligns with the streak of 7 overs in the last 9 games for Texas. Given these trends, over the projected total is our full game total pick, anticipating a high-scoring and competitive matchup. Kentucky versus Vanderbilt. In a riveting clash within the Volunteer State, two formidable Southeastern Conference programs, the number 17 Kentucky Wildcats and the Vanderbilt Commodores, are set to battle on Tuesday night in pursuit of a crucial victory. The Wildcats, fresh off a disappointing 103-92 home defeat against number 5 Tennessee, where they faltered as a 1.5-point favorites, now hit the road to face the Commodores. Vanderbilt, on the other hand, secured a noteworthy 68-61 triumph over Missouri in their previous outing, defying the odds as a 2-point underdog. While the Wildcats historically dominate the series with a 115-39 record, the Commodores have claimed victory in the last 2 meetings, including an 80-73 win in the Southeastern Conference Tournament quarterfinals on March 10, 2023. Kentucky's impressive start to the season saw them lose only 3 of their initial 17 games, facing setbacks against Kansas, UNC Wilmington, and Texas Agricultural and Mechanical. However, their recent performance tells a different tale, with a 1-3 record in the last 4 games, succumbing to South Carolina, Florida, and Tennessee. In the recent clash against Tennessee, the Wildcats found themselves trailing 46-42 at halftime, unable to bridge the gap in the second half as they ultimately fell 103-92. Rob Dillingham emerged as a standout performer, leading the team with 35 points and 4 assists off the bench. Turning the focus to Vanderbilt, their season began with a 4-4 run, but they have struggled since then, managing just 2 victories in their last 13 games. games. The Commodores faced formidable opponents such as San Francisco, Texas Tech, and Tennessee, contributing to their challenging season. However, they halted their losing streak with a commendable 68-61 win over Missouri, fueled by Ezra Manjon's 17 points and 4 assists in 28 minutes of play. The matchup against Alabama, the top-scoring team in the nation, in Vanderbilt's first Southeastern Conference game, where they lost by a narrow margin of 3 points, coupled with Kentucky's recent struggles and Vandy's 2 wins in 3 meetings last season, has led to a relatively low point spread for this game. This presents an opportune moment to back the Wildcats in what could be a get-right game for them. Despite Kentucky's recent losses, they maintain an impressive scoring average of 88 points per game, putting up 92 and 91 points in their last 2 defeats. In contrast, Vanderbilt faces defensive challenges, ranking 164th in defense on KenPom, with a less impressive offensive ranking of 233. Vanderbilt's recent win does little to mask their season-long offensive struggles, especially when confronted with a Kentucky team ranked 3rd in the country in scoring offense. While the Commodores may boast a defensive edge, their vulnerabilities against high-scoring teams, evident in losses to Alabama and Auburn, suggest a challenging matchup against the Wildcats. The talent mismatch at every position, even if both teams opt for a 4-guard set, favors the Wildcats. Anticipating a strong response from Kentucky, the Kentucky Wildcats to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. As the game unfolds, Kentucky brings a potent offensive arsenal, reflected in their season statistics, with a 16-5 over-under record in 21 games. Their offensive efficiency, effective field goal percentage, low turnover percentage, and 2-point shooting prowess position them favorably in offensive rankings. The Wildcats also maintain an above-average pace, ranking 14th in adjusted tempo, averaging 72.4 possessions per night. In contrast, Vanderbilt has witnessed a 15-5 under record in their 21 games, reflecting their struggles in offensive and defensive efficiency. The Commodores rank 233rd in offensive efficiency and 164th in defensive efficiency, with subpar statistics in field goal percentage defense, turnover percentage forced, and 3-point field goal percentage defense. With a relatively slower pace, averaging 65.7 possessions per night, Vanderbilt's style contrasts with Kentucky's faster tempo. Expecting the game to fall short of the projected total, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.